Good morning and welcome back to the Thai Expat Daily Show / podcast. It's great to have you with us today. Now, we're dropping a special edition for your Saturday morning, covering all the major stories of the week. From devastating earthquakes to political shakeups, we'll break it all down for you during the show. But before we get started, a quick look at what's coming up next. On Sunday, we'll dive into the growing concerns over Phuket's tourism boom and the toll it's taking on the island's environment and communities. And then on Monday, we're kicking off a new true crime segment, and we're starting with a bang. The infamous Blue Diamond Affair, jewel theft, international intrigue, and a scandal that rocked both Thailand and Saudi Arabia. Trust me, you won't want to miss this either. But for now, let's get into today's top stories. And we're going to start with the biggest story of the week. A powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck central Myanmar, sending tremors across the region and shaking Bangkok. Now, the quake caused widespread panic, with people evacuating high-rise buildings as the ground beneath them swayed. But the most devastating impact came in the Chatuchak district, where a 30-story government building under construction collapsed, tragically killing at least 3 people and trapping dozens more. Now, emergency crews have been working around the clock, but while some workers have been rescued, dozens remain unaccounted for. The Stock Exchange of Thailand temporarily suspended trading, and metro services were also halted as authorities assessed infrastructure safety. Governor Chachart Sitipont has declared a level 2 disaster, warning of potential aftershocks. And it is a reminder, a very stark reminder, of how vulnerable even the most developed cities can be in the face of natural disasters. As always, our thoughts are with the victims and their families, and we will wait for further updates and we'll keep you informed on the latest developments. Now, moving along, Thailand's cabinet has given the green light to a controversial casino bill. Yes, you heard that right. The government plans to establish entertainment complexes, complete with casinos to boost tourism and revenue. And if that made your eyebrows shoot up, you're not alone. Religious groups and the anti-gambling organisations and even a few politicians are up in arms. Because really, what could go wrong when you mix gambling with politics, right? But the government insists that these casinos will be heavily regulated and will only operate in designated areas. They claim it's a way to compete with neighbouring countries where casinos were and are already thriving. And sure, we all love the idea of more tourism revenue. Or do we? But the big question remains, will this actually benefit locals or just line the pockets of a few big players? It's a gamble in more ways than one, but I have a feeling that we know the answer to that question. Meanwhile, over in Parliament, Senator Somchai has been stripped of his seat. Officially, it's all about failing to meet the transparency standards. Well, unofficially, let's just say that transparency is about as common in Thai politics as a snowstorm in Phuket. The move has triggered fresh debate about the integrity of Thailand's political landscape. And the timing, it's kind of interesting. Just as the government tries to push through major economic reforms, maybe I'm a little cynical, but it does make you wonder who else might find themselves on the chopping block very soon. Now, if you're planning a trip up north, brace yourself. The air pollution levels have spiked again, with hazardous smoke blanketing cities like Chiang Mai. Authorities now are urging residents to limit outdoor activities, but let's be honest, how much difference does a paper mask really make when the air quality index is through the roof? The sad reality is that year after year, we're stuck in this cycle. Crop burning, vehicle emissions and industrial pollution keep choking our skies. Yet the response feels more reactive than proactive. Imagine if the government invested half as much energy into sustainable policies as they do in, let's say, planning casinos. Kind of a radical thought, right? On to the world of business, and it's all about gold. Market analysts have raised their 2025 gold price forecast, citing global uncertainty. So if you've been eyeing that family trip or maybe considering some home upgrades, perhaps it's time to check your jewelry box. Gold is king, as they say. But if gold's not your thing, you might want to keep your eye on the auto industry. Thailand is feeling the heat from those hefty 25% US tariffs. With the country being a major exporter of vehicles, the ripple effect could be significant. And let's face it, Thailand's reliance on the auto industry is like that friend who insists on riding a unicycle. Impressive, but extremely risky if something wobbles. On a lighter note, Songkran is around the corner, folks. And the transport company is offering a 10% discount on bus fares. The catch, well, you have to travel during off-peak hours. Fewer people, cheaper tickets and less stress. Kind of sounds like a win-win to me. But let's be real, you'll probably just end up being drenched from head to toe by a group of overzealous teens wielding water guns. That is the joy of Songkran that's coming up soon. Oh, and in a move that's long overdue, the health ministry is cracking down on illegal massage parlours. Now, you heard that. Yes, the dodgy ones. Expect stricter regulations and inspections as they try to clean up the industry. Good news for legitimate businesses, not so much for those running shady operations, and we do know plenty of them exist all throughout the country. Maybe they can find a new calling in the entertainment complex instead? That's just a thought. That's your news roundup for the week. From earthquakes to clean air campaigns, that's certainly never a dull moment here in Thailand. Now, make sure you like, share and subscribe so you never miss an update. And we will see you Sunday morning with the next update of the show, which will be all about Phuket and how the tourism is basically destroying what was once a beautiful place. So please tune in on Sunday for that. I'll be dropping around 9 a.m. Nevertheless, this has been the Thai Expat Daily Show, bringing you all the stories that matter. We'll see you tomorrow.